Hey guys, I am Uncle Bernard and video games have become a huge part of my life, and some of the games I've played have been absolutely amazing, some of them have been absolute crap. It really depends on opinion, but as proven in this video, I am going to show you my 10 favourite games of all time. And number 10 is Alan Wake is a psychological horror game that follows the best-selling thriller novelist Alan Wake as he tries to uncover the mystery behind his wife's disappearance during a vacation in the small fictional town of Bright Falls, Washington, all while experiencing events from the plot in his latest novel, which he cannot remember writing, coming to life. Now, the reason why I like this game is because the story is really good and keeps you interested. Plus, the music was written by Poets of the Fall, which is just an amazing band. Number 9 is Fable 3. But Fable 3 is an action role-playing open-world video game. It's the third game in the Fable series, and the story focuses on the player character's struggle to overthrow the King of Albion, who was the hero's brother, by forming alliances and building support for a revolution. After a successful revolt, the player becomes a monarch, and is tasked with attempting to defend Albion from a great evil. Number 7 is Halo. Halo is a military science fiction first-person shooter. The series centers on an interstellar war between humanity and a theocratic alliance of aliens known as the Covenant. The Covenant, led by their religious leaders called the Prophets, worship an ancient civilization known as the Forerunners, who perished in combat with the parasitic flood. The central focus of the franchise builds off the experiences of Master Chief John, or 117, one of a group of super soldiers codenamed Spartans, and his artificial intelligence companion called Cortana. Other characters such as Noble Six from Halo Reach are also introduced in the series. The term Halo refers to the Halo rings, large, habitable super weapons that were created to destroy the parasitic flood. The whole series, in my opinion, is amazing. If you like feeling overpowered, then the series is for you, simply because you basically just can't die. At least not easily anyway. Number 6 is Dishonored 1, or just Dishonored. Dishonored, set in the fictional plague-ridden industrial city of Dunwall, Dishonored follows the story of Corvo Attano, bodyguard to the Empress of the Isles. He is framed for her murder and forced to become an assassin seeking revenge on those who conspired against him. Corvo is aided in his quest by the Loyalists, a resistance group fighting to reclaim Dunwall, and the Outsider, a powerful being who imbues Corvo with magical abilities. This game relies on the choices that you make throughout the game to slowly change the story around you, and affects the levels as you go, and the ending reflects those choices, which, again, is very rare in games today, simply because you just don't really see the consequences of your actions. And in this game, you do see the consequences, even if it's not immediately, you do eventually see the consequences. Now, this is where it became very difficult for me to choose, because I'm in the top 5, and honestly there are so many games that could easily take the top 5 spot. But my number 5 choice, and for people who know me, this game is going to be very controversial for me to put at 5, but at number 5 is Star Wars Battlefront 2, not the new Battlefront, because I don't really think that's the best game, but Star Wars Battlefront 2. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a 2005 first and third person shooter video game based on the Star Wars film franchise, or hence the name Star Wars. It is a sequel to 2004 Star Wars Battlefront and second game in the Battlefront series. So the game features new vehicles, characters, game mechanics, maps and missions compared to the original Battlefront. Unlike its predecessor, Battlefront 2 features a more narrative-based campaign retelling portions of the Star Wars story from the point of view of a veteran Imperial stormtrooper, reminiscing about his tour of duty in service of both the Galactic Republic and as part of the Galactic Empire. Gameplay additions over Battlefront include the use of Jedi, additional game modes such as Hero Assault and objective-based space battles. This is one of the first games I ever played on my PS2, and I have so many fond memories of this game. For example, going over to the Devil's Blood's house and just playing it for hours on end. It was that good. Number 4 is Skyrim. The Elder Scrolls V, or V, Skyrim, is an open world action role-playing video game. It is the 5th main installment in the Elder Scrolls series following the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. The game's main story revolves around the player character and their quest to defeat Alduin, the World Eater, a dragon who is prophesied to destroy the world. The game is set 200 years after the events of Oblivion and takes place in the fictional province of Skyrim. Over the course of the game, the player completes quests and develops the character by improving skills. The game continues the open world tradition of its predecessors by allowing the player to travel anywhere in the game world at any time and to ignore or postpone the main storyline indefinitely. The game, in my opinion, is the best in the franchise so far, as it does have a certain amount of difficulty, but it does not require the completion of side quests, so you don't really need to buff up your character a whole lot to get through the main story. You can even complete the main story and just go through all the side quests if you want to, because there's so many ways in which, there's so many areas in which you can go, and it just has a lot more freedom than some other games. Okay, so now we're in the top 3, and again, this was even more difficult to do. Any game could have been in the top 3 in my opinion of this. But at number 3 is Dragon Age, and the specific game is Inquisition. So Dragon Age Inquisition is an action role-playing video game, the third major game in the Dragon Age franchise. Dragon Age Inquisition is a sequel to Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2. The story of Dragon Age Inquisition follows a player character known as the Inquisitor on a journey to settle the civil unrest in the continent of Phaedus and close a mysterious tear in the sky called the Breach, which is unleashing dangerous demons upon the world. The Inquisitor is viewed by some as the Chosen One, as they have the mark on their hand capable of closing the breach. The Inquisitor assembles the titular Inquisition in an attempt to stop Corypheus, an ancient Darkspawn who opened the breach in an attempt to conquer Phaedus. Now I feel like this is the best in the series due to the gameplay, but I do think that Origins has the best story, which is the first one in the franchise. I recommend playing them all because, well, the story continues as you go through, and the previous games' choices you make also carry on through all of the games, although you have to go through a website to do so. So number 2 is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Assassin's Creed Black Flag is a 2013 action-adventure video game. It is the 6th major installment in the Assassin's Creed series. Its historical time frame precedes that of Assassin's Creed. The plot is set in a fictional history of the real-world events and follows the centuries-old struggle between the assassins who fight for peace with free will and the Templars who desired peace through control. The framing story is set in the 21st century and describes the player as an Abstergo agent. The main story is set in the 18th century Caribbean during the golden age of piracy and follows notorious Welsh pirate Edward Kenway, grandfather and father of Assassin's Creed, free protagonist and antagonist. Unlike the previous games, gameplay elements focus more on the ship-based exploration of the seamless open-world map, while also retaining the series' third-person land-based exploration, melee combat and stealth system. Now, some of you may know what my favourite game of all time is, or game trilogy slash, what's the word for it? Favourite game series is already, because obviously I do talk about it a lot in games. But my favourite game of all time, number 1, is Mass Effect. Of course, it's got to be Mass Effect. So Mass Effect is a science fiction action role-playing third-person shooter game. Try saying that 3 times drunk. The original trilogy largely revolves around a soldier named Commander Shepard, whose mission is to save the galaxy. Good story. From a race of powerful mechanical beings known as the Reapers and their agents, including the first game's antagonist Saren Arterius. The first game, released in 2007, sees Shepard investigating Saren, who Shepard slowly comes to understand is operating under the guidance of Sovereign, a Reaper left behind in the Milky Way tens of thousands of years ago, or 50,000 years ago. When the Reapers exterminated virtually all sentient organic life in the galaxy as part of a recurrent cycle of genocide for an unknown purpose, Sovereign's purpose is to trigger the imminent return of the Reaper fleet hibernating in extragalactic dark space, restarting the process of extermination. The second game takes place 2 years later and sees Shepard battling the Collectors, an alien race abducting entire human colonies in a plan to help the Reapers return to the Milky Way. And the final game of Shepard's trilogy centres on the war being waged against the Reapers. And the 4th instalment, which has only been released recently, takes place in the Andromeda Galaxy and features a new cast of characters. Really, that's the only thing that's meant about it. Now, I normally would have written something to say about this, but honestly, there isn't really one reason as to why I feel like this game is the best of all time in my opinion, but I think it's just everything, the story, the characters, the quests, basically everything about it is just absolutely amazing and spot on. And that's it, guys. That's my 10 favourite games of all time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really did enjoy making it. And if you have any ideas for any list of videos you want me to do, the 10 worst games of all time maybe, Possible. I'll certainly will do that for you. Leave them down in the comments, and please tell me, what is your favourite game of all time? I'm actually really curious to hear about it. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye guys.